What's going on, guys? Today we discuss the agony of defeat. Lately, I've been trying to think of better ways to get better. Better ways to get better? Hold on, let me start that again. Lately, I've been trying to figure out ways to get better, not just in life, but on the mat. In martial arts in general, we talk about using every portion of our body, from the top of our head to the bottom of our foot. In Jiu Jitsu lately, I found myself getting stuck underneath bigger people. If my hands are occupied, I've been trying to use my legs more. And with that, I've kind of found a way to discover a new part of me that I never knew I had. So today we're gonna discuss the 3 ways to submit just using your foot or your leg, this whole thing right here. So please keep your hands and arms inside at all times, and here we go, let's get started. So we're in side control. I'm starting to escape. I go to shrimp out. As I shrimp out, my partner puts their hand on my leg to block it. If they do put on this close leg, I'm good to go. If they tuck it behind my hip over here, I don't recommend setting up this submission, so don't really worry about it. If they do put it on this top leg, you can go for it there. Basically what I want is I want an exposed hand. I want to be able to get to this hand. I'm gonna do a loop like a lasso. I'm gonna feed it in the hand. Now, at this point, as you notice, my toes are pointed. Now they're flexed. Pointed, and now they're flexed. So while they're flexed, that's what makes the wrist and the forearm go backwards. So I'm gonna do this, and I get a tap, and that's just me turning. The problem with this is, it's easy to escape this. Do what you would do. So she's able to slip out of that like nothing. So I can't have that. So the moment I loop it around and I get it here, to add a preventative, I'm gonna take my other foot and put it on top, and I'm gonna lock it in like a key lock, like a figure 4. So now it's tight, it's in there, solid. Now she was able to move this close arm to escape. Now what happens if I take it away? Let's say I underhook it and I trap behind the shoulder right in here. Once I have that, now try to get out. Oh, later. So now we're tight as tight can be. So all I have to do now is I slide my hip out like I'm shrimping. So watch.
Tap.
Oh, I'm right there, real simple. So all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to shrimp my bottom out towards my partner. Write that down. If you do know what an Americana is, obviously most of you do, the shoulder lock is gonna be hinging backwards. So in your mind, you have to be thinking about, what is my foot doing? When my foot wraps around and it hooks into this spot, I need to use my foot and push it back. If I don't use that foot and I just twist, it'll work, but if I engage that foot and I twist, it's just like a killer submission. It'll make it terrible, which is inevitably what we want. There are no friends in Jiu Jitsu. The second one's gonna be, if we're trying to do an Omoplata. I'm gonna start to set up my Omoplata. I throw the leg over, lock it in nice and tight, I shift my legs off to the side, etc., etc. Let's say my partner trying to fight the submission, which most people would, and they're driving into me super hard, and I'm having trouble just keeping the fight. In order to stay dominant in this position, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch positions. So our instructor is a rather strong, bear-like gentleman. His name is Neil Torrey. So hi Neil, how are you? He gave us an option to throw our legs the opposite direction. So I'm gonna take my legs and swing them. I wanna keep this hand tight against my hip, so don't lose that grip. Hey, that rhymes. So I'm gonna switch over to the other side, and I'm gonna lock this in nice and tight, just like I was before. You okay? While you transfer, take this hand and you're gonna wrap it over this foot, okay? So which would be my left foot on my left side over here. So as I switch over and I get right into this spot, I'm gonna immediately feed that hand on top of my foot, okay? I wanna make it nice and tight. Right when I do that, the other thigh will be pushed up against the bottom of that foot to secure it, okay? So right when I do that, my foot is gonna throw over the top this way, heel in, suck it in nice and tight. What that's gonna do, it's gonna take away that side of their body from being able to roll out of it, from being able to sit up, because I can drop my leg weight and push my leg into their back to keep them secure. What that will also do is it'll also help give me leverage to drive this hand up her back. I'm gonna grab a hold of her shoulder or the floor, I'm gonna start to twist in and get that submission. So it's a shoulder lock, just like we did on the other one, except it's from a different spot. I could also cross face and bring underneath here to make this really terrible, and I can cross face in this way and I can lock it in tight. So if you're still watching, that means you want to know this last submission. Good man. Or woman. So for the third and final submission, it is going to be an armbar. So when we do this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in side control. I'm gonna switch to scarf. When I switch to scarf, I'm gonna take my low leg and I'm gonna kind of take this person's arm and lift it up and feed my leg underneath. Okay, that'll help facilitate the ability to allow me to use my leg a lot more smoothly, fluidly, and work with the arm more. So I'm taking the hand, looping it over with my foot. In this space where it makes a V, I'm gonna take my other leg and I'm gonna put it in that place. From there, I'm gonna shift over and I'm gonna get my underhook on the far shoulder to keep my partner's chest down on the floor so they don't fight it. All I really have to do at this point, because it's so tight, is just slowly slide onto my belly even a little, and the submission will happen. So I have the underhook, and all I'm really doing is I'm gonna slide right there. So what's making the tap is that my shin on the far leg here, the one that's in that V space, is I'm just dropping that to the floor and it creates the pain. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. It's very simple. I'm trying to check every base to make sure it's covered so no one escapes. But she use her arm, okay? I got this forearm. Obviously I have this arm. She can use her legs to wrap them around my head. Maybe if they're flexible enough, but I'm just gonna keep my weight and head down on the person's chest and I'm good to go. So you can, as you go to that scarf, if you go here, you could slide this leg and pinch it to start. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my calf and my thigh on this leg underneath, I'm gonna just lock it down. So I switch to this position, I lock it down, the top of the foot goes in the ditch, and then I feed this foot over. I get all my chest pressure, all my control up top, and I just push it down. The second version is gonna be in a very monkey kind of way. I'm doing this without looking. When we're in side control, if I'm here, if my partner puts their hand between my legs, if we were in a scramble and it just so happened to end this way, I could set it up here too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my legs and I'm gonna use my foot and feed it on top of my other one. I'm gonna take that foot and lock it in the key lock here. I'm gonna take the other foot on top of her hand and push it down nice and gentle and get the tap. And all I'm doing with my toes is I'm just doing that with my toes. Well, thank you guys so much for watching that video. In the comments below, let me know if this is something that you are gonna try. If you did try it out and you succeeded, I wanna hear about it. So please give me all the feedback you can. Please click the like button, hit the thumbs up. Please click the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any video whatsoever. I decided to do 2 videos a week now instead of 1. So I'm gonna try to put out a video Monday and Thursday. We're gonna see how that works out. Mondays will be for tutorials. Thursdays are gonna be for skits and a little other theatrics that I have in store. Until next time, this is Sensei Ichi. Tung Su.